Welcome back to Newsmakers. We're at a technical workshop organized by Sustainable Waterloo aimed at helping local businesses and organizations reduce their carbon footprint. With me are two of the presenters from today from Carbon Foresight, Dave Cruikshank and Jason Steinberg. So Jason, tell us what Carbon Foresight is about.
Carbon Foresight is a sustainable business consulting firm, and we focus on climate change. So we do everything from greenhouse gas inventories to long-range scenario planning for low-carbon growth.
And what are some of the key messages that you would be bringing today, or what was the process looking like as you're working with these groups and organizations in Waterloo this morning?
Yeah, so for any organization that's contemplating doing this, really the starting point is to start measuring. So the importance of measuring and then going to managing, and really starting small and try to do things quickly and iterative quickly so you can get your employees involved.
Now, when we're looking at some of the challenges that were brought up this morning by some of these local business people, what are some of the issues that you're hearing, and are they common with clients that you're working with?
Well, the challenges are typical organizational barriers to any kind of change that you're trying to implement. So we try to encourage businesses to identify small and succinct projects that can help them get started. So things that can help them get a result, to actually start to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions, while they also look at their longer term strategy and use that real experience and real data to inform that long-term strategy. So the key is to get started and create some succinct goals around what you're trying to accomplish.
And when we're looking at the positive aspects of going green, are there is there return on cost that people are spending on some of these programs or initiatives? And are there other bonuses to a business going green just with public perception?
Yeah, sure. So there's a lot of benefits in terms of going green and being environmentally conscious. Most of those first initial initiatives actually yield a lot of tangible either cost savings or increased revenue. So there's a lot of positives in that. It's not necessarily a cost. There's also a lot of more intangibles. So motivating staff, motivating employees, engaging new clients, and so on, in terms of offering green products and things that your clients are interested in.
And what about this as an act of protecting a business with different policies coming down the pipe that are restricting certain emissions? How important is it for businesses to be looking ahead at what is coming down the pipe to protect themselves against some of these things?
Yeah, there's still a lot of uncertainty around the kinds of regulations that we'll be seeing, but one thing is relatively certain, and you can be pretty sure on, is that there will be a price for emitting greenhouse gases, and energy prices will increase as a result of that. So the risk around, just the risk around price and cost, if you're exposed to any kind of energy dependence. Then there's all the physical risks and risks to your brand. The ability to attract employees, as Jason mentioned, is becoming more and more of a factor in terms of being a responsible organization.
And are people looking more long-term, or are people looking for fast solutions with quick turnarounds that they're going to see immediate results from?
Yeah, we think it's important to look both short-term and long-term. So it's important for an organization to consider their long-term strategy in terms of where they want to go and where, as you mentioned, kind of where regulatory, legal, technology, and so on is going, but also think short and medium term. So to implement projects that could be implemented quickly, yield some real results so that you get some sense of progress for your staff, for your employees, and for everyone in your organization.
Now, many people, especially here in Waterloo region, do take steps to be more environmentally friendly at home, but perhaps in a business sense that might seem a little more overwhelming on a larger scale. So what are some simple steps or first steps that people could do to try and reduce their greenhouse gas emissions?
On the business level or on the
business level?
Yeah, as mentioned by Jason just a few moments ago, first step is measuring, so understanding where you're at. But then there's a lot of very simple things. You can look at the energy use in facilities, how you're lighting your facilities, what people are doing at the end of the day. Are they shutting off their computers? How are they getting to work? How can you help them get to work in a more efficient way? There's all kinds of things that are actually very simple behavioral changes that, when aggregated, create significant results. So the challenge is getting your employees and your organization on board to create those behavioral changes. And then you can start to look at more technically advanced solutions. But there's all kinds of very simple behavioral changes that will make a big impact.
And do you think there is one common thing that really surprises people in terms of how large of a carbon impact they're having when they're doing these inventories in a business sense? Is there one thing that really sticks out?
Yeah, usually it's a travel component. So usually people think about, I'm just one person, I'm just traveling to and from work either by car or maybe there's some element of air travel for business travel, and that's usually a surprise. So people usually think greenhouse gas is, burning fossil fuels to, heat our homes and power our electronics and that type of thing. But it's surprising the amount of greenhouse gas emissions based on travel, either to and from work or for business travel, and there's a lot of opportunity in that itself.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time. That's two presenters from Carbon Foresight at a technical workshop organized by Sustainable Waterloo at the Waterloo Inn. We'll be back with more Newsmakers right after this.